You think you choose your partners, don't you? But your brain, operating on an invisible program written in the earliest years of your life, is often selecting them for you, not based on who they are, but on who they remind your subconscious of. This isn't about conscious attraction, it's about implicit relational memory. We're diving into a fundamental behavioral mechanism that shapes your entire romantic world, dictating who feels right, who draws you in, and why certain patterns seem to repeat, impacting your deepest connections and your long-term happiness in ways you've never fully grasped. Imagine your earliest experiences with caregivers, not as clear memories you can recount, but as a silent, invisible operating system, constantly running in the background of your mind. This isn't the story of explicit memories, like recalling a specific birthday party or a particular conversation. No, this is far more ancient, far more primal. From birth, even before you could form words, your brain was a sponge, absorbing every nuance of your interactions, the rhythm of a lullaby, the intensity of a gaze, the subtle shifts in emotional availability. It was recording how quickly your cries were soothed, how consistently your needs were met, and the overall emotional temperature of your earliest world. These pre-verbal interactions, particularly during the first 2 years of life, aren't stored as narratives. They're etched as profound neural pathways. Think of them like deep grooves on a vinyl record, as described in the extensive work of Dr. Daniel Siegel, particularly in his 1999 publication, The Developing Mind. He details how experiences are stored in our implicit memory system as sensorimotor patterns, emotional states, and behavioral tendencies, bypassing our conscious awareness entirely. You don't remember them, but your nervous system does. These aren't just vague feelings, they are precise instructions, constantly influencing your expectations, your automatic reactions, and your perception of safety or threat in any new relationship. This early blueprint tells you what love feels like, what intimacy should be, and even what kind of emotional patterns feel familiar, even if they're not healthy. It's an unconscious radar, constantly scanning the environment. So, if your brain is constantly running this invisible program, how exactly does it go about selecting your partners? This implicit relational memory acts as an unconscious template, an internal map that, without your conscious consent, guides you toward individuals whose emotional patterns strikingly echo those of your formative caregivers. This isn't just a quirky preference, it's a profound psychodynamic process. Your subconscious, in a valiant yet often misguided attempt to finally master past relational traumas or unfulfilled needs, inadvertently orchestrates their reenactment in adult romance. Consider the person who consistently finds themselves drawn to partners who are emotionally distant or unpredictable. In a before scenario, they might describe their romantic history as a string of bad luck or attribute it to their own inability to pick a stable partner. They might chase after someone who is aloof, feeling an intense, almost magnetic pull, often mistaking the yearning for connection with genuine intimacy. They struggle with a nagging sense of being unheard or unprioritized, yet the thrill of the chase, the hope of finally winning them over, feels intoxicatingly familiar. This isn't a coincidence. If their early childhood was marked by a caregiver who was similarly inconsistent or emotionally unavailable, their implicit memory system learned that this pattern, this specific blend of longing and sporadic attention, is what love feels like. It's what feels like home, even if it hurts. The subconscious is attempting to fix the original dynamic, to somehow, this time, elicit the consistent love that was missing, but the pattern simply repeats. Now, imagine the after realization, understanding that this magnetic pull isn't just about the person they're dating. It's a profound echo. It's their implicit memory, trying to complete an unfinished emotional circuit from decades ago. This changes everything. The attraction suddenly feels less like destiny and more like a deeply programmed behavioral response. You realize you're not just choosing a partner, you're attempting to rewrite a foundational script. This profound connection between early attachment experiences and adult relational patterns has been extensively researched. In their seminal 1987 study, Hazen and Shaver demonstrated striking correlations between childhood experiences and adult romantic relationships, showing how attachment styles learned in infancy continue to shape partner selection and relationship dynamics throughout life. The weight of this knowledge is immense. It reveals that the type you keep falling for isn't random, it's a ghost from your past, haunting your present. So, how do you begin to consciously navigate this powerful, often invisible current? There are specific, research-based techniques you can employ to start rewriting your implicit relational memory and break these cycles. First, implement reflective journaling on relational triggers. This is more than just writing about your day. When a specific interaction with a partner or potential partner triggers an intense emotional response, be it anxiety, withdrawal, or an urge to chase, pause. Don't react immediately. Instead, later, write down the exact situation, your immediate thoughts, and the precise physical and emotional sensations you experienced. Then, ask yourself, what past experiences, particularly from childhood or adolescence, does this feeling remind me of? This isn't about blaming anyone, it's about connecting the dots. The expected result here is the development of a nuanced map of your personal relational ghosts, allowing you to foresee and understand the patterns before they hijack your responses. Second, engage in conscious repatterning through emotion-focused communication. Once you've identified a recurring trigger and its historical roots, you can begin to communicate your underlying emotional needs differently. Instead of reacting with anger or withdrawing into silence when a past wound is activated, try to articulate the deeper need. For example, instead of saying, "You always ignore me," which is a blame statement, try, "When you don't respond to my texts, I start to feel unseen and unimportant," which echoes a difficult feeling I often had as a child. This approach, inspired by the work of Dr. Sue Johnson in emotionally focused therapy, focuses on vulnerability and unmet needs rather than accusation. The specific method is to move from a reactive position to an expressive one, revealing the tender underbelly of your experience. The expected result is not only a clearer understanding from your partner, but also, crucially, the beginning of building new, healthier neural pathways that associate vulnerability with safety, not abandonment. Third, practice deliberate boundary setting against familiar dynamics. This involves identifying the precise moment a familiar, unhealthy pattern begins to unfold and consciously choosing a different response. If you're someone who tends to chase unavailable partners, this might mean recognizing the initial signs of emotional distance and, instead of intensifying your pursuit, choosing to take a step back and tend to your own needs. It could be scripting a response like, "I value consistency in a relationship, and I need to see that reflected." It's about saying no to the echo of the past when it tries to dictate your present actions. This isn't about control, it's about conscious choice. The expected result is not only the prevention of repeated relational trauma, but also the creation of necessary space for new, healthier interactions to emerge. Interactions that are aligned with your conscious desire for connection, not your unconscious history. This knowledge shifts everything. You'll begin to see your entire romantic history not as a series of random events or character flaws, but as an understandable, if sometimes painful, expression of deep-seated neural programming. It's a profound realization that your struggles in love are not a sign of brokenness, but rather the visible manifestation of your brain's valiant, though often misdirected, attempt to heal old wounds. This isn't about blaming your past. It's about understanding the intricate neurobiology of your deepest connections. You're no longer a victim of unseen forces. You are now equipped with a critical lens, an internal blueprint that empowers you to decode the subtle language of your heart and the silent whispers of your past. This awareness gives you the agency to interrupt patterns, to choose conscious connection over unconscious compulsion. This is just the first layer of understanding the invisible forces that shape your world. There's so much more beneath the surface, hidden insights into your own mind and the minds of those around you that will continue to permanently alter how you see reality itself. The next revelation is even more profound.